What is up, Jamily? This is JAMIROFan2000 here with yet another special video here on the JAMIROFan2000 YouTube channel. As I hinted on my Twitter and on other places on social media, I was going to do a new unboxing video, and it finally arrived. This arrived from England about 2 days ago, and you might remember a few JAMIROQUAI Minute episodes ago, I talked about the reissues of JAMIROQUAI's first 3 albums that were being put out by We Are Vinyl and by Sony Music. Well, I bought one of the vinyl reissues. I didn't have the money to buy all 3, but I wanted to see how good these vinyl reissues were. Keep in mind that these the first 3 JAMIROQUAI albums were reissued back in 2013 in CD, limited edition CD, 2 CD collect editions, and they were released on vinyl. Apparently, the 2013 reissues did have the extended tracks on the 2 albums. The 2 albums that originally had extended tracks that were on the original LP vinyl reissue, they were actually on those the vinyl releases in 2013. But apparently, according to 1 or 2 of my fellow JAMIROQUAI fans over on Facebook, these new reissues from Sony Music do not have those extended tracks. And when I mean by extended tracks, I'm talking about the extended version. In the case of Mercy on Planet Earth reissue, there is no extended If I Like It to Do It and Too Young to Die. And then on Return of the Space Cowboy, there is no extended Space Cowboy, or I believe Stillness in Time. There is no extended Stillness in Time. Those were the extended tracks that were on the vinyl, the LP release of Return of the Space Cowboy. But I went ahead and I bought I bought one of the vinyl reissues. As for prices, the vinyl reissues, these new 3 vinyl reissues that were put out by Sony Music and We Are Vinyl, are currently MSRP price around $35. But the Juno Records website, junorecords.co.uk or just junorecords.com, they have probably the best deal for these vinyl reissues right now. They are averaging around $21. But if you do order internationally, there will be an extra $8 for postage and handling, so it comes up to a little under $30 if you order from the U.S. and not in the U.K. But I think I bought the Juno Records offering, and that ended up being the best price point, at least for this. So I bought the Emergency on Planet Earth reissue. And it is a beautiful vinyl. This is just a catalog to buy DJ-related stuff from Juno Records, but it is an absolutely beautiful. This is the one JAMIROQUAI album I've always wanted on vinyl, but I tried to get a first pressing. The first UK pressing of this album, revolving, even used, even in barely good condition, is averaging around $70 to $130 on eBay and other sites like Discogs. So when I heard that they're reissuing this album, I didn't have the chance of getting the 2013 reissue with the actual extended tracks, but I went ahead and got the 2017 remaster. And if you're wondering, this vinyl does come with a MP3 version download. Many of the other JAMIROQUAI releases that have come out on Amazon, they retroactively come with MP3 downloads of the respective album as part of the offer. But given that I bought this on Juno, the We Art You people, which I believe is a subsidiary company of Sony Music, they offered an MP3 download. But as you can see, the real main difference on this vinyl release compared to the 2013 is the lettering of the new JAMIROQUAI logo, and they're going with the secondary font. With that, but the back also is a new look. You can see that the track listing is much more centralized and much smaller. I'll give you a close-up look. But yeah, and not to mention, you can't really see it here. Let me take the plastic off. But it's, like I said, the best price point is on Juno Records right now. Let me just rip that off. But you can see the Buffalo Man is embossed. Absolutely beautiful. I love how they embossed the Buffalo Man, so it gives you a reflective effect. But let's look at the inside. As I said, I did download the MP3 version of this album. Is available at a special code on a little card that came with this vinyl at weartyou.com. And I listened to the album because apparently this album has been completely remastered. It sounds remastered. I listened to this on my record player. I also listened to the MP3 version. It seems like they remastered the secondary instrumentation on some of these songs, and it really makes them sound much, much better. But let's look on the inside. This inside, of course, is the beautiful artwork, the absolutely amazing painting that was originally released with the album. I see you. But yeah, absolutely beautiful artwork, and this is actually pretty unique because it's got the new lettering right here for JAMIROQUAI, but there originally was a version of this artwork released that had a different wording, a different font used, but absolutely beautiful. I do, but as for the as I said, for the MP3 release of this album, I did notice that the remastering they seem to embolden the secondary instrumentation on some of the tracks that have got some of the most complex melodic and chord changes. But we're going to look at the vinyls themselves now. And as you can see, it seems they did a bit of a beautiful job with, they took some of the beautiful rainbow background and spread it out. And you can see that beautiful lettering there for JAMIROQUAI. But each vinyl LP does have the complete liner notes from the original release of Reissues on Planet Earth. So that's what this is right here. This all here is the original write-up by JK that was in the liner notes of the album, and of course on the left side you have the lyrics for the first 6 songs, and of course little bits of the artwork from the vinyl. Let's look at the vinyl itself. Also, it came with a poster, and this is, I do not remember this variation of the Buffalo Man, but I believe this is a variation of the Buffalo Man that was used in the 2013 reissue of Reissues on Planet Earth. And on the back they did go with the original write-up by JK from the 2013 reissue. So I'm expecting that the other 2 reissues for 2017 have the same write-ups from the 2013 reissue. So that's not a surprise. I was not surprised that they had this, but I was expecting there to be a new write-up by JK, but they just it's kind of weird they would reissue the first 3 JAMIROQUAI albums on the 20th anniversary of the band, or at least the 20th anniversary in 2013, and then 4 years later reissue them again on vinyl, no CD release, with the same stuff, with the same write-up by JK. But yeah, it's the same write-up that JK put in the 2013 CD and vinyl releases. Now let's look at the vinyls themselves. This would be the LP1. We can find the slip on it. There we go. It's on. They put them on the top in the UK ones. Beautiful, just your basic black and white. It's your basic black and white vinyl. Beautiful, beautiful gloss. And of course, the inside artwork are just little snippets from the original album artwork. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with this. I mean, I always wanted to have this album on vinyl, and as I said, this album, at least to find a first pressing with the original extended versions of Too Young to Die and If I Like It, I Do It, is, like I said, it varies. It's based on the condition of the vinyl. It can vary between $85 to $120, with $120 being like pristine, never opened. But we'll look at the second LP right here, and of course, as you can see, it's a continuation of all the liner notes from JK, or the end of JK's little, you might say, manifesto, and all the thank yous, and then of course the remaining tracks of lyrics, and of course the back end is the same rainbow extension of the artwork. And we'll look at the secondary LP. And yes, just beautiful. I wanted them to really color these vinyls, but this was all Sony music. This was not. Oops, sorry. This was all Sony music. This was not JAMIROQUAI. So, I mean, at least they probably had some input, but I think this vinyl is beautiful, and I've always wanted to have this vinyl of JAMIROQUAI. I always want to have this JAMIROQUAI album on vinyl. And as I said, the remastering of this album, very, very good. Not to mention the remastering, more the emphasis on the remastering being on the secondary instrumentation of each song. I did notice a lot of sharp change. At least the tracks that sound better of the remastering, I would have to say, is probably If I Like It, I Do It. Whatever it is, I Just Can't Stop. And maybe Music of the Mind. They sound a little more bolstered up on this new remaster. But as I said, this is a beautiful vinyl. I love it. We do need to have, and here, just to make sure that it is Sony Music. It is a Sony Music imprint. So yes, and We Are Vinyl apparently is a subsidiary company of Sony. But yeah, we really need, many of my fellow Jamiroquai fans will probably share the same emotion, that we need the rest of the Jamiroquai catalog remastered. Of course, we all know that the best remastered album, or the best production album from Jamiroquai, of course, is their 4th album, Synchronized. And, we Jamiroquai fans are clamoring. We are clamoring to see the next second half of the catalog be reissued eventually, maybe for the 20th anniversary. And I'm talking about from Synchronized all the way up to maybe Dynamite, because that was the last album that they did on Sony, or not counting High Times, which was just a greatest hits compilation with the first real remastering of Jamiroquai material. But I know a lot of us Jamiroquai fans would love to see Synchronized reissue. We would love to see a Funk Odyssey reissued, and of course Dynamite. There was a reissue of Jamiroquai's 2001 album, of Funk Odyssey, but it was a limited run. And those vinyls were not produced in mass quantities. They were produced in small quantities. And I believe the price on that right now, a price for either a used or a pristine copy of a Funk Odyssey on vinyl, is around $130. So that's down the road, Sony needs to reissue those albums. They don't need a few of those albums they could remaster. They could remaster Dynamite. They could remaster a Funk Odyssey if they wanted to. Put the bonus tracks on there. Some of there's a few rarities between those album cycles that do deserve a little bit of bonus material. But there you go. This is the 2017 reissue of Jamiroquai's Emergency on Planet Earth. I am still waiting for a fellow fan of mine who bought the Traveling Without Moving album to give me a review of that, to see, because we all know that the 2013 reissue of Traveling Without Moving, the remastering of the album itself, had a lot of issues, and a lot of fans were pissed. And I used a better term, we're pissed that the remastering didn't go good with that album. But I'm hopeful that Sony Music mixed Traveling the Moving this reissue around, you might say, and made it sound much, much better. So once I get that review from my friend, I'll be sure to pass it on the JAMIROQUAI subreddit and here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. But there you go, the 2017 reissue of Emergency on Planet Earth. I will also put a link to all my past unboxings from earlier this year, from March to April, of all the Automaton releases, the Japanese release of Jamiroquai's 8th album, Automaton, the U.S. domestic release, the vinyl release, which was one of the most gorgeous Jamiroquai vinyl releases to date. And yeah, all those unboxings, check them out in the YouTube playlist that I made on my channel, and I'll put the link to it in the description of this video down below, so be sure to check out all those great videos. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I hope you enjoyed this video, hope you enjoyed this reissue, and I hope you get a chance of buying this reissue for yourself. I will also put a link in the description of this video down below to all the sales listings on all the websites where these reissues are currently available, so you can buy one for yourself. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I'll see you again really soon with another Jamiroquai Minute and other Jamiroquai related videos here on the JamiroFan 2000 YouTube channel. Bye everybody, and have a great weekend.